Morning, YouTube. Trying to get the baler going this morning. Kind of been working on it this week, but we've had so much rain. I'm never gonna get hay baled if the rain don't let up some. It's supposed to rain today too. So anyway, got some issues with it. I'm trying to figure out. I found loose bolts. I've greased everything. Trying to get all my settings. One of the main problems I see is this chain is way too loose, but somebody's already been doctoring on it. This spring right here should have tension on it. Somebody stacked washers. There is a sleeve inside here. Inside that, this actually supposed to come up through the top. So you can adjust this bottom nut up to push down, but for some reason they tighten the top one up and put washers pushing down on that sleeve instead of understanding the way it works. So anyway, I'm going to attempt to take the top nut all the way off, take those washers out, and then adjust this bottom nut up so that it will push down and take some tension out, put some tension on that chain. If it doesn't put enough tension on the chain, I may end up having to take the chain off and cut a link out of it. I've got some slack in this chain right over here too. That one can be adjusted up. I haven't adjusted it yet. I'm gonna adjust it up. I'm gonna take this one completely apart and adjust it, get it back like it's supposed to be, and adjust it. I've got this one adjusted up. It's about out of adjustment, so we're probably gonna end up possibly taking a link out of it. I think this is a number 40. That's a number 60, and that's a number 80. That's probably 100 or 80 up there also, link. So anyway, that's where I'm at this morning. So let's go to work. And I should have, let's turn this up a little bit so y'all can see. I should have brought my ratchet wrenches home, but I didn't. So I may go out to the barn and see if I got a deep well, or if I can get it up far enough, I can put one of my 3/8 deep wells on there and shorten the time up that it takes to do it. I think if I get this back like it's supposed to be, that I won't have to take a link out. I don't have a chain brake on any of them this size. I've got for a smaller one, and I don't have it here. I've loaned it to a friend. So there's still ways to do it. You take a grinder and grind the head off of the pin where it's braided on the end, and then take a punch and drive your pin out. If worst case scenario, if I have to do something, that's what I'll end up having to do to shorten that chain up. I might have got it down enough, got it up enough I can take it off with my hand. Try to get it off with my hand, but I don't know if I can or not. It's turning pretty easy right now. And there she stopped. Alright, I think I'm up far enough that I might get some tools, power tools in there. I don't know if I can fit them in there or not. Yeah, we're gonna try it anyway. Okay. Now, that's on there tight. That's also a locking nut. I went and checked on a tractor for a customer of mine. His lug nuts had came loose. Okay, here is the shaft. Here's a problem I see already. It's gotten rusted up down inside this sleeve right here. So that sleeve's not going to move on this bolt. And it may be worn and bent some where they put those washers on here. You can see it's wore the threads down. But I think it'll be okay, so I'm going to have to go soak this with some penetrating oil, hold on to this, take a pair of pliers maybe, and see if I can get the shaft to start moving, because it needs to come back up through the top. So having said that, I'm going to put y'all on pause for a minute. Let me go get some penetrating oil and some pliers, and then we'll start back again. Okay, I went and got some penetrating oil and soaked it. And I left my pliers over there when I went to work on a tractor for a friend. Along with my Milwaukee 1/2-inch impact gun in my socket set. So I got to go back over and get it. We're going to see if just by turning this nut, what I did is I sprayed penetrating oil down around the threads, and then I tapped on the shaft part to try to break some of it loose. So we're going to see if I can get it to move up just by using the thread. So keep it soaked down good. It's a little tough adjusting this, so it's moving. It's just going to be a slow go. Let's make sure. Yeah, that's how far we got to adjust this up. And I'll try to edit this when I go to set my video up and speed through this part. And she's slowing up on me. Sounds like it's trying to rain or... Yep. I don't know how much we're going to get done before we have to scramble and put tools up. Okay, now we got some tension on it. I think that'll be a lot better. Now, let's see if we can spray this other one down and adjust it up. Whew. It's already got hot out here. We do live in the state of Georgia. Yes, this one turns a lot easier. It hadn't been boogered up. End of it flared, crimped in from them putting flat washers and it banging on the bottom of that. Just top one off on this one. Get it backed off a little bit on the top so I can get a little bit more tension on it. Then we'll tighten it down. Then we'll get the nut back on that one so that way it locks that shaft between the two nuts so it can't move once you get your chain tension set up. Bit more. That was good. Yeah, my buddy, my partner on the cows, best friend, we come over here and worked on this yesterday, and he said, you gonna go get something to eat in the morning before we get started? And I said, yeah. What time you gonna meet? I said, I don't care. He said, what about 7? I said, that's fine. Call me when you get up, because I know how he is. So I got up about 6:30, 6 o'clock. No messages. Went ahead and got ready. No messages. So about 7:15, I texted him, yep. And he just texted me a little bit ago. Oh, sorry, man. I just woke up. And I sent back, yep. Because I'm kind of know how he is. He doesn't sleep well sometimes, so I think we're good there. Now we'll put this nut back on the top of this one and hope we can get it to run down, because we're going to be, I think, maybe on some of them threads. I'm not sure, but we're going to. wipe my hands off so I don't get my impact gun so filthy. I tell you what, these are some great tools. I switched over to them a few years ago. I use them at my shop too. And they just make really good tools. And I'm sure some people don't agree and think they're overpriced, but they work well for me. I was using air tools, impact guns, for years and years. And light Ingersoll ran, and they're still good tools, don't get me wrong. And on average, as much as we do, about a year is what you'd get out of a impact gun. I've had two that do nothing but take lugs off of the Milwaukee with a longer shank, going on 3 years, and they're still rocking and rolling. I've had to add some batteries. Trying to get my wrench back in my box over here. I've had to add some batteries, but other than that, and a lot of it's not the battery's fault. Yeah, they stacked these washers in here. That one might have been all right because the hole in it was big enough. And I could have probably put that on top, but I think it'll be fine without it. It didn't come with it. So we're gonna leave them off. I got one more thing I'm gonna try to do this morning. And then before I start putting it back together, if you'll look, this is a clutch, and see the alligator jaw looking teeth right here. If you can see them, it'll jump over those. There's not enough tension on that one. There's one right here also. That one seems to be okay, but that one seems to be slipping, so I can go back in here and take this quarter pin out of this nut and tighten this nut up a little bit, because there shouldn't be a gap right there, and get some more tension on that clutch. It needs to be able to slip in case you decide to pick up something pretty stiff and heavy. It'll let that jump. So I'm going to adjust that one up a little bit. I've got this side changed good. I'm going to lubricate this one on the bottom. I got to get the big one up top lubricated. Then I'm going to move to the other side and adjust that chain up. We got this one adjusted last night. We got to lubricate it. I just got to set this clutch on this side and we should be okay. I'm hitting it on my, you got a pickup wheel, and I'm sure somebody can excuse me, I'm wipe the sweat out of my eyes. Somebody can come back and comment on, I'm not using the right terms, but you got a pickup wheel up front with fingers that grab the hay and sling it up to, I'm going to call it, they look like knives. They throw the hay back into a crimping wheels, it crimps it and it goes into the belts. Those knives are hitting the front, and they have shoes on the front of them designed to take the impact and hit, but I think they're hitting too much, and I'm not sure if that's adjustable. I'm gonna have to crawl under here at some point today, because that fits on where that clutch is at. That shaft comes out and it fits on it, and it's got a cantilever arm on it, so the shaft goes in and it rotates it around like that to throw those teeth up and grab the hay. So I've got to figure out why that's doing that, and I don't think it's normal, but we've also been running it with the back gate open, and that puts hydraulic pressure on the belts and everything, and it may be picking up on it since we're not on flat ground and got the back open. So I'd like to get somebody else involved to look at that and see if it's normal or not normal. And I'll come back once I get everything done and back together and repost if it's still doing it, and let you see what that's doing. It just sounds louder and more vibration because everything's moving every time it hits. So, and it may be that clutch jumping every time. So that's why I want to adjust it up, put a little bit more tension on it. But most everything else I've got going seems to be okay. I haven't jacked up and checked the wheel bearings yet. I think they're okay. I got to get this over to the fields. Got 2 fields I got to cut, so I'm running out of time. And I was to the point yesterday, I told Jeff, I said, I'm going to call and see if I can trade this in and buy a new one. I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend 30 plus, but it sure would be nice not to have the aggravation. One of the sites I watch is, I can't remember the name of it, something farming, welding, fabricating, younger guy, hard worker. Thumbs up to him. And I'll try to remember the exact name of his videos and go back on here and put it on there for y'all if you want to go watch his. But he does a lot of hay baling and working on tractors and all. Got rid of my little Massey 1030 that I had found in a barn and got running, and my cousin has it now, and he's used it some. Tried to bush hog in between the corn and all because it's grown up in grass. So, and I need to be doing that today. Corn's ready, and it's going to get hard as a rock if we don't get over and pick it. But anyway, appreciate y'all watching. If you'll send me some likes, click on the notification so you know when I got a video coming up, and subscribe if you can. I know I don't do the best YouTube videos. I may be a little bit on the boring side, but I'm going to try to do some different stuff and let you see what I'm doing and farming and all. I got one I did on feeding the cows, walking in the mud and all, but I haven't posted it. But anyway, I'm gonna set this one up this afternoon and let you see what's going on. Thanks for watching.